So we now have, we've looked at our fruits. So next we are going to briefly go through the defects, the post-harvest defects of fresh vegetables. With me here I have green pepper. This looks like, this is red, but this is green pepper. But if you look at this, it is actually appearing red. And you normally consume these as, consume them unripe. Okay? In terms of maturity, there is what we call horticultural maturity and physiological maturity. So when green pepper is ripe to this stage, this is physiological maturity. But in terms of use, in terms of the way we normally use them, normally in terms of the way the consumers, the stage at which it is consumed, it is not normally consumed at this physiological maturity. It is normally consumed at green stage, green mature kind of. These ones have other defects, but normally consumed at when it is green. Okay, so this implies that the defect here is basically being overripe. Okay, so this will basically be thrown away. You're losing in terms of nutrients and quality, quantity. Yeah, because nobody will eat this. Then also because of the storage conditions in our markets, the storage, relative humidity conditions and the temperatures, we see some of these are rotting. This is soft rot, okay, due to bacterial contamination. Then we have some which are broken, like this one. This is mechanical damage. It is even depressed here, which shows you that there was a compression which led to this opening. It's a compression kind of damage, and this, we've already talked about the dangers of mechanical damage in our fresh produce. So those are the main defects I can see here. This is still mechanical damage. This looks like impact damage. Impact damage means probably could have fallen. Maybe they were offloading and fell somewhere and broke. Okay. Yeah. So those are the main defects I can see for the green pepper we have here. Then for carrots, I see a lot of broken carrots. This is how it was packaged. These ones, they're all broken. So you can see this part is even soiled. So there is physical contamination from soil particles. There's microbial contamination. So this is not good. Okay, this is not good. This could have happened during harvesting. Okay, so this could have broken up from the garden during harvesting. It could have also happened during transportation, as they were transporting this from the garden to the marketplace, but also as a result of handling. Then I also see some green spots, some green carrots. This is not supposed to be green. Okay, the green color, because we don't expect to have chlorophyll in carrots, chlorophyll appearing, a lot of chlorophyll in this carrot tuber. Okay, so this normally happens as a result of environmental stress in the field. Sometimes when these carrots are not covered enough by the soil, part of it is exposed to direct sunlight, so that excessive sunlight brings about the development of chlorophyll. Okay, and there are other dangers of this stress. For example, accumulation of toxins. Some natural toxins in carrots could come as a result of stress in the field. Then next we have tomatoes, and for tomatoes the main challenge here was the The main challenge we see here is this soft rot, which again was a storage challenge. Probably the temperature at which these are stored in our markets allows bacterial growth to happen, and this is what causes the soft rot. This is basically Erinia rot. It's caused by Erinia species. I'm not seeing well. I'm now seeing some depression here. Now, the way these tomatoes are packaged, they are piled on each other, and this creates compression. They compress each other. So you see, this one is a bit squashed. Okay. So this kind of compression also leads to losses, because nobody in the export markets would be buying this, but also you're increasing the rate of respiration, you're increasing the rate of ethylene production because of this. You're damaging the cells, because you're damaging these cells. You can also see here, actually I was talking about increasing the rate of respiration, increasing the rate of ethylene production. You're also increasing the rate of evaporation. Actually, if you look here, apart from the molds, the white mold you see here, but there are also some wrinkles here, showing you that there is some moisture loss happening. Okay. So this particular tomato had several of those defects. Here we have white molds, white molds happening, growing. So for the tomatoes, those are the main defects. We can see here the compression, the soft rot, the bacterial rot, and the fungal rot. Then for again, these other tomatoes were separated here because of presence of pesticide residues. These were whitish in color. At the time of purchasing, they were actually more whitish. Part of it has rubbed off. So these pesticide residues are also a danger to our consumers. If you're talking in terms of organic products, you're going to get a lower price for tomatoes looking like this as compared to tomatoes that don't have this kind of pesticide residues. Mind you, this particular type of pesticide residue causes cancer. It's a health scare. Now, the challenge we have with these is they are probably applied at the wrong times. That's also one of the other challenges. I'm told these traders apply some of these pesticides after the tomato has been harvested, which is dangerous. Okay, they're supposed to be applied in the garden and they're supposed to follow the instructions of application of these pesticides. But you find that somebody harvests today and they applied pesticides 2 days ago. Okay, and that leaves us with pesticide residues in the value chain, which is dangerous for our health. Yeah, so we can now look at the eggplants. They normally undergo soft rots, again due to storage conditions in our marketplaces. Look at this one. It is all rotten. And normally what traders do, for them to save something, they try to they cut off the rotten part so that they can sell the remaining part. Now the danger of that, even the rotten part, when it is exposed, you're exposing it to more microorganisms and other contaminants, physical contaminants as well. So so basically here you're losing both quantitatively and qualitatively. Nutrients are being lost. You're losing quantity because you're cutting this off, and eventually this will it is all rotting. It will just be thrown away. Okay, so we are losing a lot when it comes to. So basically something has to be done concerning the way these fresh vegetables are stored, the way they are handled in the marketplaces, to avoid such occurrences. This particular one, it looks as if it was either bitten by a rat or cockroach, I don't know. The cutting here is quite rough, so this could be a problem of rodents. If not rodents, it could have just been broken. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I think they were just broken. Yeah, this is the broken, it was just broken. But again, this happens during handling, okay? It could be happen during harvesting. It could also happen the way they are, they are packaged in those baskets or sacks. So some of them are pressed against each other, and eventually during transportation they break, okay? Because of our transport means also not being the best. So yeah, that is it for the eggplants. Now we have these bitter berries, commonly called ntula in Luganda. These bitter berries are also eaten green, so they are eaten at a mature green stage, basically horticultural maturity. But the ones we see here are becoming red, okay? They are ripe. This is physiological maturity. And at this stage, you have the seeds are hard and that kind of thing, so they are not suitable for consumption. They will basically be thrown away. But also I see a lot of wilting taking place. This shows you that the conditions, the storage environment encourages moisture loss, okay? In terms of the right humidity, the humidity around the storage environment, the temperatures, probably they're normally also exposed to sunshine. We know what happens for every, for example, 10-degree increase in temperature. So many things happen. Physiological reactions like respiration increase, evaporation increases. So those are some of the challenges our traders have in the market, and they require mitigation. So those are the main challenges that you see here for the eggplants. Beg your pardon, these are bitter berries. Then next we have the leafy vegetables. So for the leafy vegetables, we have this, this is buga. You see the roots. So basically, when you look at this, this is terrible. You see soil mixed with the leaves, which are edible. Ideally, the harvesting, the cutting off of roots should be done in the garden, but this is what we have on the market, okay? So the soiling is not good. You have soil particles everywhere, you have stones. Then if you look at, some of them have flowers like this, okay? This is not good. It shows that some of these were harvested when they are over mature. Then this color, we have these white specks, specks at the base of each of these leaves. This is a sign of insect damage. There are insects which feed on these leaves, and normally after they are fed, the remaining sap dries off, creating these white scales on the leaf. This is also not desirable, because you have these white specks, but also you have insect droppings and that kind of thing. You have all that on this leaf, which is not desirable. So you're losing qualitatively, because this is not desirable. But you also, we are lucky that we bought these. This is the rainy season. We don't have a lot of wilting, but I've seen our vegetables wilt from the stores, from the stores, the market stores, because they are not stored at the right, under the right conditions. So for Nakati, again the leaves look quite fine. However, yeah, it is not overripe. But again, the issue is with the roots. Okay. Sometimes you find those that have fruits, which would be a sign that they are overripe, and they are normally woody. We are lucky that this time we didn't get that from the market where we bought these. But the roots are a major challenge. They should be thrown in the garden. Then we have a cabbage. This is clearly undergoing bacterial soft rot. Now these fruits, when I was in the market, I realized that they are open, they are kept in a damp. They put tarpaulin somewhere in an open space, and they are heaped together. There is a heap. There is a heap of cabbage. For example, you have this, and they are all heaped together. Okay, so you find some of them as customers are picking, some of them are falling off. Okay, so as they are falling off, you're getting more of these bruises. There's a lot of bruising happening. Secondly, right now, because it's the rainy season, they don't cover them because it was actually drizzling when I was buying these. But you see rain drizzling on these cabbages, and so you're creating more damp conditions, which encourages the growth of these spoilage bacteria. We already know that these fresh fruits and vegetables have a high moisture content, so basically creating a bigger problem. This was as a result of impact damage, probably during transportation or even during handling in the market. So you see all the leaves internal leaves are exposed, so there is exposure to microbial and physical contamination. So basically those are the main ones for cabbage. But in terms of losses, these traders, what they do, they keep on removing. Now when this one rots, they remove those leaves. So they keep on removing, and whenever as they are removing these leaves there, we are losing in terms of both the quantity of the leafy vegetable available and in terms of nutrients. So that basically was it concerning the vegetables. We've now basically looked at looked at the defects in different vegetables, but there is one particular aspect that I haven't looked at. We have our beans here. Beans are not vegetables, but they come in because of the one particular thing I want us to look at. We have this problem of germination. Germination is one of the, well, germination is necessary because we need to plant these things and they germinate and we get more, more plants and whatever. But if these are made for consumption and they are germinating, it means that you are losing nutrients, because germination in itself means that when this embryo is growing, it is depending on the stores, in the cotyledons, whatever, okay, in the storage part of this seed, okay. So you're losing carbohydrates, you're losing other nutrients. Also, when you look carefully, if you have these, it doesn't appear appealing when you have those roots in your sauce. If you're going to prepare a sauce, okay. So basically, that is another qualitative loss. But also, if you look at the color of the beans, these beans don't look brownish altogether. So because of the way, because of the handling mechanisms during storage, exposure to environmental conditions like this exposure to light and exposure to oxygen facilitated the process of enzymatic browning, and that is why you're seeing these beans also looking brown. Okay, so basically those are some of the biological factors I also wanted to bring out when I decided to look at beans. So basically that is what we have for the beans and the different vegetables and fruits in terms of post-harvest defects.